A Brief History of Seven Killings, Disc 3.
Alex Pierce. Gig like this got its own juice. I'm in Kingston, somewhere between Studio One and Black Ark, thinking there must be a reason why hippies have such a hard-on for this scene. I mean, a poor boy can't do nothing but sing in a rock and roll band. A rich boy, on the other hand, can stop cutting his hair, call himself a hippie along with some hairy armpit chicks, confuse having the means to tune in and drop out with the conviction to fucking do it, and call himself a Rastafarian. Then he goes off to St. Bart's or Maui or Negril and Port Maria, sticking it to the man in between rum punches. Always fucking hated hippies. Worse, now you have rich bitch Jamaicans imitating hippies imitating Rastas. What the fuck? But hey, it's Jamaica. At least everybody should be pumping some Big Youth and Jimmy Cliff. And yet, when I get here, first time in a year, the only thing playing on the radio is more, more, more. How do you like it? How do you like it? And I'm thinking this rep is bogus. I flip to another station and it's Ma Baker, She Knew How to Die. Switch to FM radio and it's Fly, Robin, Fly, Up, Up to the Sky. I asked this busboy at the hotel, so where do I hear some Mighty Diamonds or Dillinger? He looks at me like I just asked to suck his dick and then says not every Jamaican sells the collyweed, sir. Even ABBA gets more play than reggae here. I've heard Dancing Queen so much, I can feel myself turning fag. I'm at the Skyline, the hotel with a commanding view of the hotel in front. In Kingston, you go down this street, there's a black guy and white guy and lots of mixed guys, and they're all at the same hotel, or at the singer's house, or just on the street. Even on TV, the weather guy is black. You see black people all the time in the States, right? But you don't really see them. Certainly not reading the news. You hear them on the radio all the time, but once the song is over, they vanish. They're on TV, but only when somebody just acted like a jive turkey, or somebody just made them say, "Dynamite!" Jamaica's different. A Jamaican is on TV. A white woman just won Miss World, but she's from here. She just said that the singer is her boyfriend, and she can't wait to go back home to be with him. No shit. Some stone foxes live in this city, and they can all dance. Out the window, even the traffic has music to it. That and people telling people about their bomba clot. In the resorts, the Americans say bumper clot and think they're cooler because they got their head braided by a girl Friday, not from the movie. This is some Robinson Crusoe black personal slave shit, no kidding. And they looked at me weird when I dropped my drink the first time I heard it, and learned to talk like a real Jamaican man. People let it all hang out here. They move with a kind of swag, but nobody forgets their place. And if you talk to enough people in the hotel, you get the white tone. People being polite to a fault because that's how they were trained to talk to you. And because it's all about race, it fucks up all the time. One time, this black guy asked for the busboy to take his bags, and the boy just walked off. Guy started shouting that this is some slavery-loving Uncle Tom bullshit right here for them to realize he was American. And even then, the boy asked to see his room key. Go out on the street, it's the same thing until you walk far enough and the people get realer. Still, it's Jamaica, and this place is kinda ace. Serge Gainsbourg, the ugly French dude who keeps making cheesy records and scoring hot chicks, has a story. So, he comes to Jamaica because he's here to do the reggae, and motherfuckers at the studio just laugh him off, right? Like, who the bomba clot this skinny little Frenchie think he is? Serge says, but I am the biggest pop singer. They say, we don't fucking know you. The only bomba clot French song we know is Je t'aime. Serge says, Je t'aime? That is me. Gainsbourg was a god in Kingston after that. Square biz. So I'm at Studio One, and ask one of the men here if he could get me a cup of coffee, black no cream, and he says, "What? You hand sick? Go get it your blood clot self." Classic, man. I'm supposed to be on Mick Jagger's tail, but nobody is going to call Black and Blue a misunderstood masterpiece, not in 10 years, not in 20, and I said so in print. Fuck him and Keef anyway, and fuck Rolling Stone, random notes, gossip bullshit. I'm this close to getting the skinny on something big. Armageddon time. Square biz. The busiest, most vital music scene in the world is about to blow up, and not on the charts. The singer, he's up to something, and it's not just the peace concert. It took putting in a few years uptown and downtown and some convincing to prove to people that I wasn't some stupid white boy waiting for the limbo party for people to start talking to me. The fucking Kingston sissy at the front desk doesn't even know who Don Drummond is, but he keeps telling me that everything I might need is in New Kingston. There's this, too. Jamaicans, and not just the ones working at the hotel, but brown and white men who are always drinking rum at the restaurant and who, when they see my camera, first ask if I'm from Life magazine, then tell me where not to go. Go where they go, and you end up at the Ligani Club, where it's fucking disco duck and boring rich bitches who've just finished tennis and won a ball. I tell them I'm bailing for the Turntable Club, and they look at me in wonder. Worse when I don't bother asking for directions because I know they wouldn't know. I asked the concierge just a few hours ago, "Where's the jam session?" He says, and I quote and kid thee not, "Sir, why would you want to go mingle with them element of society?" I was this close to saying, "Dude, suck a dick already, it's cool." But this story, it's something. I'm in the taxi heading to the hotel, and the taxi driver asks me if I bet on horses. I'm not a betting man, but he is, and who did he see at the tracks a couple weeks ago? The singer. He was there with two guys. One of them calls himself Papa Lowe. I did some checking around on this Papa Lowe. Racketeering, extortion, 5 counts of murder, only 1 reaching trial, acquitted. Runs a shanty town called Copenhagen City. So here is the singer, along with 2 hoods from a political party he's supposed to not support, and there they are, chummy together like old school pals. The next few days, he's seen hanging out with Shotta Sheriff, the godfather of the 8 lanes controlled by the other party, the other side. 2 top goons in 1 week. 2 men who pretty much control the fighting halves of downtown Kingston. Maybe he's just being a peacemaker. I mean, he's just a singer. Thing is, I'm catching the drift that nobody is ever just anything in Jamaica. Something's cooking, and I'm already smelling it. Did I mention there's an election in 2 weeks? And if white boys from New York are catching a whiff, then the trail is already cold. Coming on the same flight with me was that little asshole, Mark Lansing, trying extra hard to not see me. No shit. Crappy filmmaker still using daddy's little bucks to make a movie is here in Jamaica to film the peace concert. He said the record label hired him. Maybe. But when a dim motherfucker like him suddenly shows up in Jamaica to film a concert, despite no previous experience doing anything of this magnitude, my brain gets a case of the shits. My taxi driver is just trying to win enough money so that he can fly out. He thinks that if the People's National Party wins again, Jamaica might become the next communist republic. I don't know about that, but I do know that just about everybody has eyes on the singer. As if a lot of stuff is riding on what he does next. Poor brother probably just wants to release an album of love songs and call it a day. Maybe he feels it too. Everybody is feeling it. That Kingston is on boil. 2 nights in a row now, the concierge has slept behind the reception desk. He didn't have to tell me. I could see it in the bags under his eyes. He'd probably say he was dedicated, but I'm betting he's just too scared to go home when it gets late. In May, some guy named William Adler, said on local TV that there were 11 CIA operatives working here in the U.S. Embassy. By June, 7 had left the country. Come on. Meanwhile, the singer, never one to pull punches, sings Rasta don't work for no CIA. In Jamaica, 2 plus 2 equals 5, but now it's adding up to 7. And all these loose strands knotting around the singer like a noose. You should have seen his house today. Security like Fort Knox, nobody being let in or out. Not the police guarding him either. Just a posse of goons I found out are called the Echo Squad. Everybody is squad, posse, or guard lately. Some poor chick was waiting out there all day, probably claiming she had his kid or something. Does Lansing have a way in? He said he was filming the concert for the label. He must be doing some behind-the-scenes shit. The only problem is, to get any info would mean actually being nice to the fucker. And one can't have that. I'm trying to not seem so hungry. 27 years old and 6 years out of college, my mother keeps asking when I'm going to stop being a pinko on the hustle and get a real job. I'm impressed that she's heard of pinkos, but I think she got on the hustle from my little sister. She also thinks I need the love of a good woman, preferably not black. Maybe she's looking at me and smelling wannabe. I think I'm trying to convince myself that I'm not one of those white boys drifting around trying to find something to belong to. Something to fucking mean something. Because after Nixon and Ford and the Pentagon Papers and fucking Carpenters and Tony Orlando and Dawn, there's nothing to believe in anymore. God knows, not rock and roll. Rolling into West Kingston, the Rudies left me alone because they knew I had nothing to lose. Maybe I'm just a stupid kid bitching about the world. I think I got problems, but I ain't got no problems. The first time I came to Jamaica, we flew into Montego Bay and drove to Negril, me and a girl whose dad was ex-Army. I loved that she had no idea who the Who were, but listened to the Velvet Underground because she grew up with German kids on the Army base. After a few days, it wasn't as if I felt I belonged, nothing as cheesy as that, but I did get the feeling. This sensation, or maybe it was just a belief that said, you can stop running now. No, that did not make me want to live here, but I remember waking up early one morning, right at the point where the temperature finally dips, and saying, what is your story? Maybe I meant the country, or maybe I meant me. I'm being obvious. I'm better thinking about what's ticking in this country, right about to boom. The general election is in 2 weeks. The CIA is squatting on the city, its lumpy ass leaving the sweat print of the Cold War. The magazine is expecting nothing much from me, but some paragraph on whatever the Stones are recording, complete with a stupid pic of Mick or Keith, with headphones half on with a Jamaican in the shot for some color. But fuck that. What kind of game is Mark Lansing running? Cocksucker isn't smart enough to pull a total scam all by himself. I should head back to Marley's house tomorrow. I mean, I had an appointment. Like that means anything in Jamaica. Who is this William Adler, anyway?
Josie Wales. Weeper is a man with a whole heap of stories. All of them start with a laugh, because Weeper is a man who loves to joke. And that is how he play fisherman on you, because the joke is the hook. But once he hook you, the man drag you down the blackest, reddest, hottest pit of hell you could ever imagine. Then he laugh and just hold back to watch you try to climb your way back out. Just don't ask him about the electric boogie. Makes sense that I would be in a bar seeing women dancing and man watching and music playing and what I doing. Thinking about Weeper. Jungle never produced a Rudy like Weeper before, and not going to again. He is not like any other man who lived in Balaclava before the fall of 1966. Weeper's mother sent him to school all the way to secondary. Not many people know that Weeper passed 3 GCE subjects in English, mathematics, and technical drawing and was reading big book even before Babylon sent him to prison. Weeper read so hard that he had to start stealing glasses until he find one that work. Now the Rudian glasses make people think there is something behind him face. His baby mother get a good job in a free zone only because she was the only woman in free zone history to send in a real job letter. Of course, one that Weeper, not she write. Now every Weeper story have only one hero, and that is Weeper. Except for the man who send him letter still. The man who he love to talk about all the time. This man who did this man who said that, this man that teach him this, and with a little coke or even less H, he let the man do that and both of them feel good. Weeper will talk about the man like he couldn't care less what anybody else think, because everybody know Weeper is the fucker that will kill a boy right in front of his father and have the father count his last 5 breath. Just don't ask him about the electric boogie. Weeper even have a story about the singer. A man can't pay attention to everybody, especially if he in a place on a mission, but Weeper for some reason take it personally. 1967, and Weeper was a boy from downtown in Crossroads, the middle ground between uptown and downtown, staying out of trouble, thinking that with maths, English, and technical drawing, he could apprentice for some architect somewhere. Weeper didn't forget to comb his hair that day. He was wearing a gray shirt and dark blue pants his mother buy for church. Picture Weeper walking through Crossroads like a headcock, rock steady bouncing in his shoes, looking way too boasty for a boy downtown. Picture Weeper looking different from everybody else, because unlike everybody else, he have somewhere to go. As Weeper make a left to go to Carib Theater, the police draw down in numbers. 2 trucks full with police, one grabbing him, another butting him with the rifle, another kicking him in the head when he fall down. In gun court, the police say he resist arrest and wound 2 officers with intent. Millard says, "You are charged with 1 count of robbery of the Ray Chang jewelry store in Crossroads, along with wounding with intent. How do you plead?" Weeper say he don't know nothing about no robbery, but the police say they have witness. Weeper say you don't have nothing. You just round up any black man you see uptown, like Marcus Stone from Copenhagen City in jail for a murder that happened 48 hours after he was arrested. That made the law look either stupid or corrupt or both. The judge gave him the chance to reveal his accomplices. Weeper say there are no accomplices because there was no crime. Weeper was innocent, but he couldn't afford a lawyer. The judge gave him 5 years in a general penitentiary. The day before prison, police pay Weeper a visit. Boys from Copenhagen City, Jungle, Rima, and Waterhouse not friends with the police. But police show him what to expect from prison. Even then, even after the sentencing, Weeper is still holding on to hope, because his mother was still alive, and he has 3 GCE passes and is about to make something of himself. Weeper think it an even match, they with the power, he with being right. He thinking surely a boy wearing glasses can't be a Rudy. Weeper thinking even up to that point that God at any minute was going to take Daniel out of the lion's den. 6 policemen, one of which say, "Weeper, we come to give you something." Weeper, who up to that point still named William Foster, but the police say him cry like a girl. Weeper, who can never keep a smart word in his mouth where it should stay, tell the man that he kinda pretty, but round there is only exit, not entrance. The first swing of the club didn't break his left hand, but the second one did. The policeman says, "You gon' tell us all of your accomplices this." Weeper bawling from pain, but still he can't lock off the smart mouth. "Don't you mean accomplice?" he says. The police say we know how to make you talk, but they know Weeper have nothing to say. They were the same police who just pick him up because dirty ghetto boy have no right to palaver in decent clothes like him is somebody. And his thief, the blood clot boy, thief the clothes from decent people, and nasty nigga must always know them place. They break the left lens of his glasses. A break Weeper wear even now when he can afford to change it. They take him to a room in a lockup he never see before. Take off all his clothes, even brief, and tie him down to a cot. The policeman say, "You know what them call the electric boogie, pussy hole?" One of them come around with an electric cord they rip out of a toaster. They split the two wires. "Mind they call you a batty man," one police say, when another grab onto Weeper's cock and wrap the first wire around the head. Then they plug in the cord. Nothing happen when they do that, but something happen when they take the other cord and touch his fingertips, gums, nose, nipples, and asshole. Weeper didn't tell me any of this, but I know. Weeper was something new to prison. A man that damaged before, not after they lock him up. I hear that the first week in prison everybody stay out of his way because a wounded lion was more dangerous than a healthy one. Anybody could take him, but whoever did was going to hell with him. Weeper can carry a whole line of conversation with his eyes alone. Still do. Another reason why he's the best to work with. He on one side of a grocery shop, I on the other side, and between two winks and a stare, we both know that he's taking the back door and I'm taking the counter and shooting anybody who so much as reached down to adjust their pants or go into their handbag. Weeper's gun have 5 notches on the left side, none on the right. Each notch a policeman. And, Yo, Josie, brethren, come back. Planet Earth needs you. Weeper, is when you get here. Don't think I see you coming. And I come in 2 minutes ago. You think that's a good idea making Dream distract you in this bar? 'Cause why? Huh? Nothing, Star. Man like you don't have to watch your back anyway when man watching it for you. How come you just come in? You know me, Josie. Every road must have a roadblock. So is which world you coming back from? Pluto, the one far out. Zine. Where the woman have 1 breast but 2 pussy? No, man. More like Planet of the Apes. Might as well sink down the cock pon 2 monkeys since... Don't start with that man come from monkey fuckery again, Weeper. Who said that? No, so your atheist evolution idiot brethren chat bout. Yeah, man. Me and top-ranking Charles Darwin. Brethren, nobody come from monkey. Well, except for funny boy. Must be some gorilla pum-pum him push out of. Weeper, what a blood clot. What? Brethren, me pretty sure me beer was more than half. Good to know. Pussy hole, you drink off me beer. Didn't look like you was using it. What Granny used to say? What stay too long, serve 2 master. Granny no, say you drink man backwash. For serious, is where you did gone? Weeper even more chatty than usual. Might be because of this bar where liquor loosen every tongue but mine. You know I hate him getting high when we in the middle of business. He gone to say that the sea take the edge off, but that's just some fuckery he hear from a white man in lockup on narcotics charge until the embassy come for him, or from some movie. He don't know what the fuck it mean. In this state, he will pick a fight when there is no fight to pick. And he more paranoid than Judas hiding after he betrayed Jesus. Hey, Josie, you dancing outside? Man over there, 3 o'clock. What? What a blood clot you talking about now? And what did it have to do with me dancing? That man, 3 o'clock. How much time I must tell you not to use that American movie bullshit with me? Fine then, pussy hole. Man behind you to the right. Don't look. Tall, dark, not handsome. lip like fish hanging off, at the bar, but talking to nobody. 3 times now he look over here. Maybe him like you. Weeper look at me hard. For a second I think he going to say something stupid and make me cuss him out. Weeper earned the right to do what he want to do, even if it is some sodomite business. He'll talk about it all the time, but sideways like an Aesop fable or a riddle and rhyme. He can shape and mold it and make it Greek. His word, not mine. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about with that Greek shit. But that don't mean he want anybody to say it back to him. Something happen when somebody tell you something about yourself, even if you already know. Man, fuck about him, man, he says. I kick my own foot. That man watching us. That's what I see telling you. Of course he watching us. If I was him in the bar, I wouldn't be able to take my eye off me neither. This is what him really dealing. He, like everybody here, recognize me. Then he recognize you. He right there thinking, who in here did they come to cancel, and how long before they kill him? And should I just chill out to the max, or should I run like a pussy hole? I don't even have to look. One hand on him drinks, other tap in the bar. Watch him look away quick as I swing around. 1, 2, 3, now. Hey, man knock over him on drinks. Brethren, maybe he's a police. Maybe you should stop filling up your blood clot gun. You have 22 days of Christmas leave to add couple more notch. Weeper stare at me hard, then laugh. Nothing like a Weeper laugh. It start like a wheeze, then somewhere, and you never know where, it explode into the biggest thing in the room. Who teach this little black man that he can laugh so? It spin off in the whole room and other people start laughing, not knowing why. More paranoid than usual these few days. That's because you think tomorrow's special. No different from any other day. You know why I pick you, Weeper? You know why? Because if it's one thing I can't stand, it's a man who can only tell me what he about to do. That's why I don't fucking trust no politician. All he can tell me is what he going to do. Never make a politician do you a favor he will want. I ever tell you how me run upon the singer? 10,000 times, but I don't tell him that. There are things Weeper need to say 12, 100, 1,000 times till he no longer have the need to say it. No, you never tell me. 3 years into the service, he always call the years in prison the service. 3 years, them take us out Port Henderson Beach. They make prisoners swim? I would escape so fast. No. Them have we out there upon a work, have big man chopping down wood. You're right, I should have just swing the cutlass and chop off a guard head. Anyway, brethren, we out there at work, and the singer and him friend come out there. The man look upon me and say, we everybody out here a fight for you, seen? And me look at the man and hear him a reason with me, right? And him say him fighting for my rights. Me. Then him laugh and walk off. Hate the pussy hole like poison after that. He hate the singer for real. But the real story don't have nothing to do with Weeper. He think they talking to him and his heart leap up. Weeper was even about to walk over despite guards watching. Then he realized the singer were talking to the man beside him, not him. For some reason, even after cat and nine, gun butt, and piss in the rice when he get too testy with a guard, this is the thing that hurt him the most. The thing that make him blood boil. And it never even happened. But something in Weeper needed to happen. Needed to end this way. I don't care. This is what drawing him to pull the gun when I need him to. Them waiting by the shack right now. Time to go. I say. Everybody but Bam Bam. Take my car and pick him up. He watching the house all day. For real, brethren. For real.
Bam Bam. It's a hell of a thing when a gun come home to live with you. The people who live with you notice it first. The woman I live with talk to me different. Everybody talk to you different when them see a new bulge in your pants. No, it's not that at all. When a gun come to live in the house, it's the gun, not even the person who keep it, that have the last word. It come between man and woman talk. Not just serious reasoning, but even a little thing. Dinner ready, she say. Me no hungry. Okay. I'm gonna need it warm when me finally hungry. Yes, sir. When a gun come to live in the house, the woman you live with treat you different. Not cold, but now she weigh word. Measure it before talking to you. But a gun talk to the owner too, telling him first that you can never own this. That outside is plenty people who don't have gun, but know you do. And one night they gon' come like Nicodemus and take it. Nobody ever own a gun. You don't know that until you own one. If somebody give it to you, and that somebody can take it back. Another man can think it's for him, even when he's seeing that it's you control it. And he don't sleep until he get it, 'cause he can't sleep. Gun hunger worse than woman hunger, for at least maybe a woman might hungry for your back. At night me don't sleep. Me stay up in the dark shadow, looking at it, rubbing it, seeing and waiting. 2 days after he leave, we hear that Papalo was in England watching the singer on tour. Rumor was that Funny Boy was in England the same time, but nobody could say if that was true or untrue, since they crucified the last informer right in the garbage lands. The man who bring guns to the ghetto tell we of more waiting in the night in a container marked Peace concert. When we three get to the wharf, it empty like Clint Eastwood just ride off. No crane working, no floodlight on, no people, only water slapping the dock. The crate was open and ready. Weeper drive right up in Josie Wales' Datsun. Me, him, and Heckle load the trunk and back seat with so much ammo that neither me nor Heckle could fit in the car when Weeper drive back. He give me money for taxi, but no taxi going to ghetto, worse during curfew. So we take the money and buy Kentucky Fried Chicken, watching the cashier waiting on we to leave so they can lock up, but too afraid to tell we to leave. That night, the same white man who joke with Frowser teach we how to shoot. Plenty man come from the ghetto, and when he see one of them, he smile and say, "What's shaking, Tony?" But Tony don't answer. He said to nobody that Tony and him go way back to our little school in Fort Benning, but nobody know about this Tony going to no school. He set up target and asked me to shoot. Then the man who bring guns to the ghetto look at me and smile. Weeper telling the white man that Papalo gets soft, but the white man don't understand much of what Weeper saying. He just nod and laugh and say, "I got you." Then look at Josie Wales to repeat everything slower, but he still laughed too loud at what wasn't no joke. This make Josie Wales' face even more cross, because everybody know that he proud that he can speak good. The white man saying we're fighting for freedom from totalitarianism, terrorism, and tyranny, but nobody know what he mean. I look at the other boys, 2 younger than me, 5 older including Demos and Weeper. We all dark, we all hate to comb our hair, we're all wearing khaki or gabardine or jeans pants, with the right leg rolled up right under the knee, and a rag sticking out of the left back pocket, because this look carrying the swing. Some of we wearing tam, but some of we don't, because tam is for Rastas, and Rastas look like they're turning socialist. Socialism is another ism, and even a singer so sick of ism that he write a song about it. Then the white man talk about how some people trying to use smooth talk to win people over, and how totalitarianism always happen with consent. And we nod like we understand. He said chaos 9 times. He said how the country will thank us one day, and we nod like we understand. But Josie will want something more than this party business. I think of how he always smelled kinda off, even though him woman dress him. I smell like garlic and sulfur. And after they show us how to shoot again, Josie Wales said we're going to Rima because niggers round there acting away. You got yourself some uppity niggers, the white man say, and laugh as he leave in a jeep. There was Rima again, between JLP and PNP, between capitalist and socialist. Josie will tell the white man that he not an ist for anybody. He just smarter than all of them, and he will do what they want if they leave him alone in Miami. The white man said he doesn't know what Josie Wales was yapping about, but then smile like he and the devil have a secret. Word was that Rima people were grumbling that JLP put money on corned beef and sewage system in Copenhagen City, but don't do nothing for them. And maybe it's time they join with the PNP for real and turn the 8 lanes into 9 lanes. All this Weeper tell me when we go back to shack by the train line. He's still telling me while he mix white sea with ether and heat it with a lighter. Then he suck up the coke through him nose and give some to me first. We're coming up to Rima in the Datsun. I grab the door, but it feels soft. The air peeling through my hair like 200 woman fingers brushing past my nipples. And this must be how a woman feel when you suck them titties. My head feel lumpy, clear gone, like I'm walking around without a head. And then my head is back, but now it's a balloon. And the dark street getting darker, the yellow street light yellower. And that girl in the house across the street make me so horny, but a seam won't pop in my pants. And fuck. I have to fuck every woman in the world. And I will fuck the shit out of Miss Jamaica. And when the baby come out of her pussy, I will fuck her too. And I'm going to pull this trigger and kill the world. But I want to fuck, and it's not hard. It's not hard. It's the free base. It must be the C, or maybe H. Me no know. Me don't bomber clot now. And this car need to reach where it's going and stop being a snail. And I want to swing the car door open and jump out and run all the way and run back and run again and run so fast that I fly, and I want to fuck, but it's not hard. It's not hard. And the radio in my head playing a killer tune that it never play on the radio. Right now, rhythm whole high, rhythm wild. And the other boys in the car feel it and know it too. And I look at Weeper, who look at me, and know, and I could kiss him with tongue, and shoot him for being a batty boy, and laugh again, and the truck hit a hill, and we feel like we're going up to heaven. No, yes, heaven. The Datsun flying and my head turned into a balloon. And then I think of Rima, and how man who live there must learn a lesson. And I want them to learn it so hard that I grab and clutch the M16. But I really want to grab a little boy on the street and wring his neck around and around and around until it pop off. And then I'll scoop up some blood and rub it on my face and say, "Who under heavy manners now, pussy hole?" And I want to fuck, but it not getting hard, And the Datsun screech. And before Weeper say anything, we jump out and run down a street. And the street is wet. And the street is a sea. And no, the street is air. And I'm flying through it. And I can hear my footstep, as if it's somebody's footstep that clap the pavement like gunshots. And then I'm at State Theatre with Josie Wales because Harry Callahan is back with Enforcer. And the other bad man because boy with gun is man, not boy. And every time Clint Eastwood shoot up a boy, Josie Wales sing, "People, are you ready?" We sing, "Bow, oh Lord," and shoot up the screen till all we see is hole and smoke. And everybody would have run out of the theater, but they know they better keep rolling the film, or we come up into the screen room and end fast. And before I fire again at the screen, I remember me in Rima Fields, not the movie theater. And we're firing up a house. and a shop still open and people running and screaming, "Yes, pussy hole! Run, run, 'cause gunman a come, chili chili boom boom, eh?" But we're not to shoot anybody. Well, not to kill them. And this make me really, really mad. And I still want to fuck, and I don't know why. I want to fuck so bad. But can't get no cock stand. So I run down one of the girls and shout, "I'm gonna kill you." And I grab her, and I want to, but Weeper grab me and butt me in the face with him gun and say, "What the fuck take you?" This is one and nothing else. And I want to kill him too. But he already signaling that we leave because though Rima man can't afford anything, one or two of them have guns too. But who care about Rima pussy hole? Bullet bounce off me like Superman. Me take the S off for Superman chest and the B off for Batman belly. We see a boy and chase after him, but he disappear like a mouse in a hole that spring up only for mouse. And I shout out for the Batman to come out and die like real man. I want to kill him so bad. I want to kill, then a dog come out and I run after the dog because I want to kill this dog. I need to kill the dog. I'm gonna kill this dog. I kill this dog. Josie Wales and the others run into the truck and they catch a boy and kick him in the back and in the shin and in the body and say that this be for all Rima pussy hole who think they can switch to PNP just so. You better remember say, we have the gun and know where you stand. And they kick the boy again and he run off and I got to shoot him. And Weeper look at me and I want to shoot him. I want to shoot him bad. And I want to shoot him now. But Weeper say, get your pussyclad backside in the fucking car. Or every man here gonna full you up of so much bullet that you're gonna whistle in the breeze. And I don't know because when I want to fuck, I want to fuck. And when I want to kill, I want to kill. And now that I don't want to die, I afraid. And I never afraid like that ever. And my heart beating real bad. But I jump in the back seat and I think of the shooting and how it feel better than good. And how I feel better than good. But also how just as I started to think I feel better than good, I started to not feel so good. Leaving that fish town without killing somebody make me feel like how some people feel when a person dead, and I don't know why. It's not something to feel anything about, and yet, still. And the darkness was never so dark, and the drive was never so long, even though it wasn't far. And I knew that Weeper was mad at me, but I thought he was going to kill me and kill everybody and the entire Copenhagen city. Grey and rust and dirty, and I hate it. And don't know why, since it was all I know. And all I can think is that when I smoked that thing, everything looked good. And every road was pretty, and every woman I wanted to fuck now. And when I fired that gun, I could kill anybody. And it would be the greatest killing ever. And now I didn't have that greatest killing ever. And now red wasn't the reddest red, and blue wasn't the bluest blue, and the rhythm wasn't the sweetest rhythm. And all these things made me sad, but also something that I can't describe. And I want one thing, to feel good again. And right now. And Papalo come out raging like a madman, saying, who give Josie Wales and Weeper permission to chuck badness on Rima? Who the fuck give it to him? And he says, a man bigger than you. And Papalo looked like he was going to hit Josie Wales. But then he see me. He see me and he see the guns. And I don't know what he think, but it must be something heavy because he walk away. But not before he said to anybody, everybody and nobody, that one day we're all gonna run out of people to kill. Josie Wales hiss and go after fucking woman or play with him picnic. The woman I was living with look at me as if she never seen me before. She right, she never seen nothing like me before. 1976 come and bring an election with it. The man who bring guns together made it clear that there is no way that socialist government should win again. They will bring down hellfire and damnation first. They sent us to shoot up 2 of the 8 lanes at first, but then they sent us to do more. At the Coronation Market, we walk up to a seller woman and a woman who dressed tush as if she come from uptown and shoot them both. The next day we go to Crossroads, right where downtown rub up against uptown, and break into a Chinese shop and shoot it up. The next day we stop a bus passing through West Kingston on the way to St. Catherine. We stop to rob and scare the people, but a woman police shout out stop like she is Starsky or Hutch. She couldn't get her gun out in time, so we drag her off the bus and the bus drive off. In the wild bush to the side of the road, we shoot her 6 times while cars pass. Her body do the bullet dance when we shoot her. But it's what Josie Wales do before that make me swallow back down my own vomit. Papa Lo would never allow that. Josie wave him gun in front of us, promising judgment if we tell. The woman I live with look at how I change. But I don't care about anything as long as I get a smoke. And soon Weeper make it known that what stand between me and one big whiff of smoke was them pussy holes that need to get dead. I need to get rewarded. Something, anything to stop the down pressure. That is what happened now. Either you're smoking or you're dreaming about smoking, and you grieve like somebody dead and not coming back. News spread in Jamaica that crime is out of control. The country is going to the dogs. Not even uptown is safe, and PNP is losing control of the country. It's 2 weeks before the election, and Papa Lo send us to every house to remind people how to vote. One of the boys say he don't take orders from Papa Lo. Josie Wales might hiss and grumble and say something with double meaning, but Josie Wales never forget that Papa Lo became Papa by being the toughest and most brutal man in the ghetto. Papa Lo walked right up to the little boy and asked him age. 17, he said. Look like age 18 lock off, Papa Lo said, and shoot him in the foot. The boy scream and hop and scream again. People getting testy round here, he shout. People forgetting who is top ranking round here. You forget? He said, and point him gun at another one of the boys. The boy jump and tremble out. No, Papa Lo. You is the Don of the Dons. And Papa Lo laugh as the boy start to piss up himself. Lick it up, Papa Lo say. And the boy look stupid for a second until Papa Lo fire his gun and say, either you clean up the piss or we clean up your blood. And the boy, seeing that Papa Lo not joking, crouch down and start to lap up his pee-pee like a cat gone crazy. And so we go into the street and knock on the open door and kick down the lock one. And one person, old and almost mad, say he not voting for anybody. So we drag him out of him house and take out all of him clothes and burn them. And then we strip him naked and burn those clothes too. And kick him 2 times and say he better know how him going to vote. Or we start burning things in the house. And the woman I live with asked if they coming for her too, since JLP and PNP is bullshit. And I said that we might. And she didn't say a word to me again. But when the white man come, and when the man who bring guns to the ghetto come, they talk to Josie Wales, not Papa Lo. Papa not even in the ghetto that much anymore, spending too much time with the singer. Night. December supposed to be cool by now. The singer in him house, living and singing and playing, all Jamaica, and in the ghetto talking about how he decided to do the Smile Jamaica Peace Concert, even though it's PNP propaganda. And night and day that the Echo Squad, bad man on PNP payroll, guard in him house. No police except for one car that stopped early in the night. Nobody getting in, and few people coming out. I watch car pass by, and I watch room light go on and off and on again. I watch the stubby manager go and come, and the white man with brown hair. He said one time that him life don't mean nothing if he couldn't help plenty people. And he helped plenty people. But he keep giving people what they need, and young people don't need nothing. They just want everything. We sing other songs from youth who can't afford to make song. So we ride the real rock rhythm and skank because only women dance. And we sing song that we make up in our sleep, that if you ride like lightning, you're going crash like thunder. And the singer think Johnny was. But Johnny is. Johnny changed and Johnny coming to get him. Before this night, I see him smoking weed with Papa Low, and then give envelope to man who run with Shutter Sheriff, and even people bigger than me wondering what the rascal this natty dread up to. This singer think because he come from where we come from, that he understand how we live? But he don't understand nothing. Everybody think the way him think when they leave and come back. That everything was exactly how they leave it. But we're different. We're harder than him and we don't care. He flee before you turn into something like we. And we be top-ranking bad man. Eckle mother come out one day when we controlling the street corner and playing domino saying, but how she can smell all sort of nastiness in him room? So he slap her in the face and say, don't disrespect the bad man when he out the street. The woman I live with ask if it's so I gon' treat her too. But I say nothing. I don't want to beat no woman. I just want some free sea. That is all I want. That is all I need. 2 days ago, I walked past some woman house and see Weeper walk out naked to the standpipe round the back. Him pull the condom off him body, fling it away and bathe himself. Everybody know that condom and birth control was white man's scheme to kill off black people. But he don't care. I watch him take off him glasses and scrub everywhere with rag and soap, as if the standpipe and the tree built for him alone, even though it wasn't even his regular woman house. I didn't want to fuck him. None of that nasty batty boy business. I just wanted to go inside him like a duppy and move when he move, and buck when he buck, and whine when he whine, and feel myself pull out little by little and ram back in hard and soft, fast and slow. Then I wanted to be the woman. I just need to fucking breathe. Tonight, I watch in the singer house alone. But other times I watch with company. The short man with the big mouth that managed him. He thought we was just another set of boys coming looking for either money, weed, or a chance to cut a big tune. But he look at we different. And we go back to the ghetto, and the white man who seemed to know him tell us about every room in him house. That everybody have their price, even the people right under him. And at the right time they will take a nice little break. No, a nice long break. A good funky disco nap, like Funky Kingston I Gotcha. That there is only one way in and one way out. That he take a break usually around 9:15 and go to the kitchen, alone, since the children not there and everybody else still in the studio or about to leave. That the steps leading up to the kitchen give a clear view but we should just shower the place to make sure. That 2 should drive, 2 go inside, and 4 case the grounds. We don't know what he mean, so Josie Wales say he mean take the guns around out of the case, which sounds stupid. The American go red again, and the man who bring guns to the ghetto says he means surround the place. They show us picture. The singer in the kitchen, him and the white man who manage the label, him in the studio with eyes bursting out of him head from good weed, him and the new guitarist straight from America, him fucking one girl, him fucking her sister, him leaning against the stove like even the singer now tired of the singer. All of Jamaica waiting for the Smile Jamaica concert. Even some people in the ghetto going because Papa Low said we should go for Bob, even though it's PMP propaganda. All I could think of was one more night, and I would stop being hungry. One more night, and I was going to take the S off Superman chest and the B off Batman belly.
Alex Pierce. There's a reason why the story of the ghetto should never come with a photo. The third world slum is a nightmare that defies beliefs or facts, even the ones staring right at you. A vision of hell that twists and turns on itself and grooves to its own soundtrack. Normal rules do not apply here. Imagination, then, dream, fantasy. You visit a ghetto, particularly a ghetto in West Kingston, and it immediately leaves the real to become this sort of grotesque, something out of Dante or the infernal painting of Hieronymus Bosch. It's a rusty red chamber of hell that cannot be described, so I will not try to describe it. It cannot be photographed because some parts of West Kingston, such as Rima, are in the grip of such bleak and unremitting repulsiveness that the inherent beauty of the photographic process will lie to you about just how ugly it really is. Beauty has infinite range, but so does wretchedness, and the only way to accurately grasp the full, unending vortex of ugly that is Trenchtown is to imagine it. You could describe it in colors, red and dead like old blood, brown like dirt, clay, or shit, white like soapy water running loose down a too narrow street, shiny like new zinc holding up a roof or a fence right beside old zinc, the material itself a living history of when last the politician did the ghetto a favor. Zinc in the 8 lanes shines like nickel. Zinc in jungle is riddled with bullet holes and rusted the color of Jamaican rural dirt. To understand the ghetto, to make it real, one should forget seeing it. Ghetto is a smell. Sometimes it's something sweet, baby powder women wear on their chests, Old Spice, English leather, and brute cologne. The rawness of recently slaughtered goat, the pepper and pimento in goat's head soup, sour chemicals in the detergent, cocoa butter, carbolic acid, lavender in the soap, fermenting pee and aging shit running down the side of the road, pimento again in jerk chicken, cordite from a recently fired gun, poop in baby baggies, the iron in blood congealed from street kill, still there after the body has been removed. Smell carries the memory of sound, and there's that as well. Reggae, smooth and sexy, but also brutal and spare, like super poor and super pure Delta blues. From this stew of pimento, gunshot blood, running water, and sweet rhythms comes the singer. A sound in the air, but also a living, breathing sufferer who is always where he's from, no matter where he's at. Fucking hell. Shit sounds like I'm writing for ladies who lunch on Fifth Avenue. Unending vortex of ugly. Holy sensationalism, Batman. Who the fuck am I writing for? I could move in closer, get to the real singer, but I'll just fail like every other journalist before me because, shit, there is no real singer. That's the clincher there. That the real motherfucker right there. That he is something else now that he's in the Billboard Top 10. An allegory, kinda. He exists when some girl passes by the hotel window singing that she's sick and tired of the ism and schism. When boys in the streets sing them belly full but them hungry, trailing off before the next line and knowing there's a greater threat in not singing what everybody knows. Out the window, streetlights glow orange all the way to the harbor like these matches popping off. 1, 2, 3. Then, just as you notice them, the yellow of some, the white of others, the lights really do pop off, block by block. I blink and my room goes dark. Kingston shuts itself off for the 3rd time since I've been here. But the moon is full, and for a while the city is silver and blue, and the sky is this sweet indigo, as if the town just turned country. The moon hits buildings on the side, and walls of shiny gray rise out of the ground. The only lights come from cars. There's a hum from below, I'm on the 10th floor or 11th, can never remember, and the light comes back on, this time with a buzz. My hotel switches itself on, and then the hotel in front of me, and then another, and the fake light brings back the orange, which kills our silver. But downtown is still in darkness. Blackout's probably going to last all night. I've been downtown once, following Lee Scratch Perry when the lights quit. This is what every reporter hears of. The Arma in the Gideon. The point where every single criminal element in the city explodes into lawlessness. And yet, it was so quiet that Kingston became a ghost town. For the first time ever, I heard the waves hit the harbor. I don't know what I want. I'm in over my head. Who wants to be a music writer when rock and roll is dead? Maybe there's something to the punks, or maybe it all just means rock is sick and living in London. Maybe this band, the Ramones, are onto something. Maybe rock and roll has to keep rebirthing itself by going back to Chuck Berry. Fucking hell, Alexander Pierce. The only way to write about music is to talk like a fucking rock critic? Wenner thinks, he hopes desperately, that any second now Mick and Keith are going to wake up, put down the heroin, deep six those shits padding the band, and make Let It Bleed again. Not sludgy shit like goat's head soup and good sweet Jesus, no reggae. Instead, they're here doing exactly that. Barreling through this song of theirs near 19 times now in shitty one drop. I came to this country knowing I would find something. And I think I have. I know I have. But damn if I know what it is. The lights go off and come back on, minus the hum. No shit. I don't think anybody was expecting that. I imagine outside the city just got caught off guard. In flagrante delicto. What was Mark Lansing doing before the lights came back on? Who does he know here anyway? The guy who told me about how the ghettos run used to be a rude boy himself until he went to prison and came out changed thanks to books. Autobiography of Malcolm X I expected, and even I have checked out Eldridge Cleaver. But Bertrand Russell's The Problems of Philosophy. They leave him alone because he's an old school former Rudy who runs a youth group and mediates between the gangs, but also because nobody expects much from a coolie. Sometimes I envy Vietnam vets because they at least had a belief in themselves to lose. You ever want to leave somewhere so bad that the fact that you don't have a reason why is all the more reason to go? In 1971, I couldn't leave Minnesota fast enough. Every Jamaican can sing, and every Jamaican learned to sing from the same songbook. Marty Robbins's Gunfighter Ballads. Grab the collar of even the most top-ranking Rudy and say El Paso, and he'll follow up in a perfect croon. El Paso City by the Rio Grande He. It's the Homo erectus of Jamaican gun talk, where anything you want to know about Kingston's Green versus Orange War, everything you ever need to know about the rude boy come gunman, is not in Bob Marley's lyrics or in Peter Tosh's, but in Marty Robbins's Big Iron. He's an outlaw on the loose, came the whisper from each lip, and he's here to do some business with the big iron on his hip. This is the story of the gunman of Wild, Wild West Kingston. A Western needs a hero for the white hat and a villain for the black. But the truth, ghetto wisdom, is close to what Paul McCartney said about Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon. It's all dark. Every sufferer is a cowboy without a house, and every street has gun battle written in blood in a song somewhere. Spend one day in West Kingston, and it makes perfect sense that a top ranking calls himself Josie Wales. It's not just the lawlessness. It's the grabbing of a myth and making it theirs. Like a reggae singer dropping new lyrics, pon de old version. And if a Western needs an OK Corral needs a Dodge City. Kingston, where bodies sometimes drop like flies, fits the description a little too well. Word is that downtown is so lawless that the Prime Minister hasn't been lower than Crossroads in years, and even that intersection is up for grabs. Because, come on, once the white and well-spoken Prime Minister says something like democratic socialism, within days you're going to see a sudden influx of American men in suits, all called Smith or something. Even I can smell a Cold War, and it's not even a missile crisis. Locals are either catching a flight out or getting killed. Either way, everybody is getting the fuck out of Dodge. Better, I guess. Try not to be Hunter, try not to be Hunter. Fuck Thompson and fuck the beats anyway. My story needs a narrative line, it needs a hero, a villain, and a Cassandra. I'm feeling that it's moving to climax resolution, denouement, or catastrophe without me. In Miami and the siege of Chicago, Norman Mailer dropped his own bad self into an event, posing as Ronald Bedtime for fucking Bonzo Reagan's security detail move to get into a GOP banquet, which would never have fucking invited him. It's a thought, only that. The singer meets the top goons, warring goons within the space of 1 week. Guns that are not supposed to be in a shipment at the wharf disappear, according to my philosophy reading snitch. An election in 2 weeks. Let's not even talk about Mark Lansing. Meanwhile, the entire country seems frozen in a game of wait. Maybe what I really need to know is why William Adler was in Jamaica some months ago. What does he know? And how the singer, the people, hell, the country, are going to make it through the next 2 weeks. And then I'll write a motherfucker and give it to Time or Newsweek or The New Yorker because, well, fuck Rolling Stone. Because I know he knows. I just fucking know it. He just has to.
This ends Disc 3.